All right, crew, hey, we're going to do a quick clip from something we're covering on Raw 183. We're going to continue on with our old school boxing program all throughout 2018, onward and upward, right, crew? So, old school boxing, lots of old mean tricks coming up. Think about boxing like the champs, but cubed and squared, or whatever the next mathematical term is for that. We've got so much more material coming in there. Continuing on with the rough and tumble. Matter of fact, in this one we'll be covering on Raw 183, we'll be covering biting. It's not what you think, it's got nothing to do with the teeth. Super wonderful for defensive work, whether it's street. You can use it in MMA, completely illegal in boxing now, even though you could see it show up a lot in Jack Johnson's work, so he's done beautifully. It looks like a pure defensive shot, but it hurts like hell. We're also going to be starting, we really want to start getting there tight against having an aggressive back game. Bottom says there's a guard game, but mainly so you can get better about busting what's going on with a lot of the nice speedy and fluid guard games now. So we're going to start with this clip we'll be discussing. We're going to take kind of more a wrestler's mentality to use the back game. We're going to spend about 3-4 months really getting that down with that wrestler's mentality, and we'll start flipping that over again and go about trying to crash and bust through those legs. One of the first things we're going to be talking about, though, is to make sure that you're using a proper single underhook, which you're primarily going to find in good Greco-Roman. So without even hitting the mat on this, I just want us to look at it from a stand-up position, how you would use it in a clinch. And if you're starting to go, well, how the hell is this going to be applying down in the guard game? Well, you'll start picking up at 183 and move forward. Hey, Callie, can I bring you in here, please? Standard single underhook. Let's have you underhook on this side, away from the boxing glove. This is it. A single underhook means she's got that hand high on the scapula there. She's turned out a little bit on that shoulder so she doesn't have it down this way for me to start cranking back toward the see from my side. I don't have any crank here. So she's winged that out just a little bit to take my arm out the side. Super, super important. She's got the top of her head, not the hairline, not the back of the head, and definitely top of the head, pushing directly into the carotid artery. Okay, that's our target. If you're a little bit a ½ inch high or low on it, north or south of it, perfectly okay, but it has to be right here. She's using contrary pressure, meaning she's pulling like an SOB with that single underhook, keeping that wing out nice and tight, and she's pushing with the head at the same time. It's not pull a little bit and then go back and push a little bit, letting these pressures go back and forth. These are happening at the exact same time to do this. This never goes away. She never slides this head higher on my shoulder, put your head peek over the top. Wrong, wrong, wrong. And she doesn't go lower and put the head in the chest, because this starts setting up all my chancing and cranks. And cranks, if you're old school, you're going to use a JJ guillotine. So it's right here in the carotid artery. We're not staying here. There's just still an amazing amount of control going on, but the control is not done. It's also what's done in the footwork, which means if she's underhooking with the left, which she is, she's going to take a back step with the right. Go ahead and do so, which puts my shoulder in a little bit of jeopardy. This is not a finish. This is just how she's the footwork that's running the whole time. So it's just a tracking drill. Once she has this in place, if I step into her, she back steps. Let's bring this back in the camera. If I step away from her, she back steps. If I step laterally to my right, she back steps in the same direction. If I step this direction towards you, she back steps. What this does the entire time, keeps the hand in the pocket, keeps great control with that contrary motion going on the entire time. Now we've got the protector on in this handwork right here, because there's a tendency whenever you want to first start doing single underhooks, you see people reach out and want to grab the hand. You don't have to do that yet. She just has this hand up, that palm open is monitoring. If I reach for her, or if I start swinging, she pushes on my chest and slides down the bicep, and she can just use it as a bicep stop, or she can go all the way into a wrist control. It doesn't matter. So the thing is, though, she's not staying in front of me this whole time. This should be clear. But she's got that head in the carotid, so that means she's not staying right on me here using the side of her head in the carotid. Her body's coming off at this angle. If she's staying in front of me, this hand is going to bite and find some meat, but she's always off to the side and taking that back step, which always steals that angle away from me. What I'm saying, if she's right in front of me, yeah, that sucks, don't it? But she's pulling and squeezing, and the whole time backstepping away, and it doesn't take much for her to put that hand in for that backstop. Get out of here, champ. Again, that's just standard single underhook for a good upright clinch game, and you're also playing at the MMA game. But what's really, really tricky and crafty, at least we like to think, is how we're applying this down on the mat from the back position. We're going to build so much stuff out of there. So if you pick up this volume and see what we're talking about, if not, hopefully that cleans up a little bit of some errors in the standard single underhook game.